With the 13th pick in the 1996 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Kobe Bryant from Lower Merion High School in Pennsylvania.
A coming out party for the high school kid.
And in every place that he worked out, nothing but raves. No one talking about any shortness or a weakness in his game.
You had the grades, you had the scores to go to college. Why the NBA?
It's the ultimate challenge. You know, if I was 40 years old and I'm sitting back and I'm looking back at my career, if I went to college and played on the NBA, maybe I had a great career, maybe not, and I'm still having that doubt in my mind, could I have answered that challenge? Could I have responded to the challenge of the NBA? And that's something that I didn't want to have on my shoulders, so I just really accepted it.
Pause. The day and age of the NBA draft 27 years ago was different than what we see in 2023. I think that's an understatement. This is where players flex a full grill and chain, or rock Christian Louboutin red bottom shoes and an 80s style sparkly red blazer and diamond necklace of their logo without even having logged a single NBA minute yet. Both of these players were the 13th pick in their respective drafts, by the way. And hey, if this doesn't tell you that we're in the age of NIL deals, then, I don't know what does. But, you make what you want of this, whatever you make of it is up to you. But one thing I do know is that these kids grew up on Kobe. And I'm sure that as a fellow 13th overall pick, Grady Dick won't want to be known simply as the guy who wore the brightest outfit in this year's draft, but as someone who accepted the challenge, like Bryant, to be great. So if these kids really want to be like the Mamba, here's 5 stories about Bryant that they should take to heart and that you need to hear. So we just watched this moment, but what happened right after is something that seems like only Kobe would do. Usually after a prospect gets drafted, they do their time with the media and then they head to a draft party with their family and friends. It only seems right that Kobe would do something like this on his draft night in 1996. I mean, after all, his father and mother were there. It only seems right to celebrate, Well, not after the news about being traded that Kobe received on the phone from the Charlotte Hornets GM.
You get drafted, you get on the phone with the GM of the team that drafted you and all sorts of stuff. So I get on the phone with the Charlotte GM and he just tells me, hey, you know what's going on? Like, yeah. And you got media in front of you and all that. And he goes, well, it's a good thing we're trading you because we couldn't have used you anyway.
Word?
Okay. All right. So that's what happened on draft night. So I was already triggered. I was triggered. I was ready to go to the gym. Like, yeah, why'd you telling me that for? I'm 17. What are you telling? Okay. All right.
And according to his trainer, Tim Grover, to the gym, he went.
Kobe gets drafted. No draft party. No celebration. He goes, works out. He goes to the gym and works out. After he got drafted, he did his little interviews and so forth. Go to the gym.
To Bryant, the work didn't pay off once he got drafted. Rather, the work was just beginning. But that's how you go from getting traded as the 13th pick on draft night to a top 5 player of all time. But hold up, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Because rewind to before Bryant got drafted, there was a moment when he was just 17 years old that he proved he was built different. NBA wing Michael Cooper played 11 seasons in the NBA for the Lakers from 1979 to 1990 and was a key contributor to the Showtime teams that won 4 championships in the 80s. Mainly known for his perimeter defense, Cooper was considered one of the best defenders in the league during his playing days. Now with this in mind, I want you to imagine walking into a pre-draft workout at 17 years old for a historic franchise like the Lakers and having one of the best defenders in their history guard you. Well, that's exactly what Jerry West tasked Kobe Bryant with when he walked into his pre-draft workout in 1996. And although Cooper was now a part of the coaching staff and in his early 40s, he wasn't about to go easy on the young kid.
And it's probably the best workout I've ever had. I mean, a lot of people say Kobe kicked my I'm gonna agree. I think I got after his. The one thing that amazed me is when we went into low post, they throwing the ball in low post. My job was kind of like make him go a certain way. One thing that Kobe could do, he always went the way he wanted to. For me, that was kind of impressive because I always thought I was, again, I'm older, but I still had that knack of making you. Kobe always got the shot that he wanted. Now, he didn't hit every shot,
right,
but he got the shot. And he got to his spot. As soon as we finished that workout, Kobe goes down, we all as a coaching staff, we get over there, and Jerry West, I'll never forget this, he goes, that's the one.
Yeah, that's someone who was built different. No doubt about it. And before I get to the next story from even earlier in Kobe's life, I want to quickly show you how to shop different to bring in extra cash and support this channel in the process. All right, let's pause for a quick shout out to Rakuten, who is not sponsoring this video, by the way. They're just the #1 option for cash back with online shopping. I use Rakuten, whether it's through the website or the app, every time I shop online, and I have a link in the description down below. Now, I'm completely transparent. This is an affiliate link. I will get credit if you go to this link, but most importantly, you will get credit, because when you spend $30, you'll get $30 back, and whatever store that you're shopping at, depending on the cash back that they're giving right now, you'll get that percentage back as well. It's legit. I've used this for years. Think about it like this. Support my channel through the link by buying whatever you want online. That's a pretty good deal, right? Let's get back to the video. Now let's rewind back even further before Kobe's pre-draft workout to when he started at Lower Merion High in Philadelphia. Bryant's per game stat line his senior year of high school looked like this: 30.8 points, 12 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 4 steals, and 3.8 blocks per game, en route to a 31-3 record and the school's first state championship in 53 years. He was named Naismith Player of the Year for his efforts, but before he knew he'd be heading to LA to fulfill his real-life character arc as the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, well, without the part about him getting in one little fight and his mom getting scared, he did make one big move that made multiple headlines by taking pop star Brandy to the prom. Kobe told Vanity Fair, "I got my friend to ask her, and then she asked her mother. It's crazy, isn't it?" You know, chalk this one up as a W under It's Who You Know. So yes, Kobe's time in high school may be remembered by his ability to shoot his shot both on and off the court, if you know what I mean. But there's another significant moment from Bryant's high school days that aged, just about as well as any other, and it happened in English class.
My name is Kobe Bryant. I'm 17 years old, and I've been lucky enough to live not only in different parts of the United States, but Europe as well. Italy became my home. My heart is there. My heart will always be there. So it's very hard. My father told us that he's retiring from the game of basketball and that it was time for us to come back to America. It was very hard getting adjusted simply because I had a lot of trouble understanding English and the slang. But one thing I had in common with some of my other students and classmates was basketball. And unfortunately, because of the lack of communication with my peers, I wasn't invited to parties or friendly gatherings on the weekend. So on Fridays and Saturdays, I would go in my rec room with my basketball and basically dribble myself to sleep. And I think that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because during those lonely hours in the rec room, I discovered the hunger, the motivation, and the desire to be the best possible basketball player that I could be. And here I am today, giving an oral presentation in English class, not only in front of Mr. Rigby's camera, but the camera of Prism and ESPN. And I enjoy it. I enjoy all the attention, because it's a great feeling to know that you set a goal for yourself and you were able to reach that goal and to knock it down.
If you haven't seen the 5-minute speech in its entirety, I'll link it in the description. But before you go there, here's another story that shows the mindset of young Kobe was simply different from the rest. We've rewinded a bunch since draft night, so let's fast forward to a time shortly after Kobe turned 18 and how he responded to everyone expecting him to be Michael Jordan right away. Shout out Chris Mundy of Vanity Fair. I read this headline and sub-headline and knew I had to present this info to y'all. Mundy was doing a profile for Rolling Stone at the time on Kobe, who was barely 18. He had just moved to LA and chose to meet at his favorite location in his new city, the food court at Beverly Center Mall. It's there where young Kobe admitted, "I wanted eventually to be one of the best players in the league. I just didn't know that other people would urge me to be that right now. Everybody's expecting me to be the next Michael. I thought I was going to sneak through the back door. Now I'll have to go about it a different way." Other young players may have folded under these expectations, but Kobe set expectations for himself that were higher than anyone else's. The attention didn't faze him, and any doubt fueled him. And the craziest part about this video is that all these stories were before he even logged a minute in the NBA. So if you want to hear more underrated Kobe stories in future videos, hit the like button and let me know in the comments, because I'll find them. And I'll be back with another episode of Topic Tackle coming soon. As always, stay solid, people.